Okay, Algebra 1. This is 0, 9. We're talking about volume. What is volume? Volume is the amount of it can't be area if we're talking about volume. Space, yeah. Space, the amount of space an object occupies. Okay, so how much space is it taking up? That's what volume is. And here's a really cool thing. For what we're doing, basically in our lessons here, we're just going to find the volume of a prism. And volume of prisms is always the area of its base times its height. So I have it stated here. The area of its base times its height. So whatever the shape is, so like this is they call this a rectangular prism, and they call this one a circular prism or cylinder. And if you notice that the base of the rectangular prism is a rectangle. And it doesn't matter if it's standing up, laying down, or on one of its sides, it'll always be a rectangle on the bottom. If you can find the area of that rectangle and then multiply it by how tall it's coming off of the table, you have its volume. And the same thing applies for this here. You have a circular base times its height. So pi r squared times h. Versus this one, which is, over here, length times width, which is area, times height, gives it volume. Pi r squared, which is area of a circle, times height. So, get some examples here. What is the volume of that box? How do we figure that out? The formula for the volume of a rectangular prism, though, remember, is area of base times its height. Well, area of a base, what's the area of the base? What's the base? The bottom part, right? What are your dimensions there? What are the dimensions at the bottom of the box? 11 times 5. And we're going to multiply that by a height of 6. So now all you have to do is multiply 11 times 5 times 6, which is 330 centimeters. And centimeters times centimeters times centimeters is centimeters cubed. And so we have the volume. Cubic. It has to have a power of 3. B. It tells us that we have a can or a cylinder here that's 20 centimeters tall and has 20 centimeters all the way across the can, aka that would be the diameter. I don't want the diameter, right? Because remember, the volume of a cylinder is pi r squared, the base, times the height. I want the radius. What's the radius if the diameter is 10? Or, oh, sorry. If the diameter is 20, the radius is 10. So it'd be 10 pi times 10 squared times the height, which is 20. Now, like we talked about last time, I'm going to leave it in terms of pi for now. You can put both answers down. But a lot of times, we just leave pi there because pi is an irrational number, and so therefore I want to go to decimals. I'd rather use pi as a nice pi symbol. What's 10 squared? 10 times 10? It's 100. And times that by the 20 is 2,000 pi. And again, the units are centimeters cubed. Now, if I wanted a decimal of this, I would just say, hey, place this on your calculator and you use the pi button. What do we get when we put this on our calculator? Gets to be fairly large. You know it's over 3 times the amount. 6,283.19 centimeters cubed. I think I'd rather say 2,000 pi over 6,283.19 centimeters cubed. Okay? It's a little easier. Any questions? 3. The length of a rectangular prism is 8 meters, with a width is 1 meter, and the height is 5 meters. Wait a minute, that's the length, width, and height. All I have to do is those 3 numbers is do what? Because volume equals length times width times height. So V equals 8 times 1 times 5. And that's basically just 8 times 5. And 8 times 5 is 40 meters cubed. Done.